Is it the task of South Africa's government to compensate abantu who did not register their businesses and who were undocumented ezweni if they left their businesses behind? Anginibingelele ngosiphumelele Zondi unondaba ofika neendaba every single week la kwiGagasi FM News Wrap. Sekhona nabantu baseZimbabwe who are camping in Shallcross. Nabo they want to be repatriated in the same way that the massive group of Malawians was repatriated. Bese kuba ke ukubuya kuka Minister uDina Pule uwa Social Development this time engabe ANC ayinalo yini gazelisha.
Politics, justice, umnotho, emphakathini. The stories that matter, wrapped up for you every week. This is the Gagasi FM News Wrap, hosted by Spumelele Zondi.
So uhulumeni wa le eNigeria uthi they're expecting compensation wabantu base Nigeria who possibly had businesses in South Africa and had to leave their businesses behind babuyele eNigeria. Sike sezwa ongathi nohulumeni waseGhana ufuna ukusho izinto ezithi asifane nalokho ngoba bathi labantu had businesses that they were running in South Africa, but uhulumeni wase South Africa uthi engabe lawo mabhizinisi ekade benawo where they registered, engabe labo bantu had documentation nokuthi bazihambele nangu Minister Khumbudzo Ntshavheni.
The South African government did not initiate the repatriation of anyone. It is the home countries of Nigeria, of Ghana, of Malawi, who said they are going to repatriate their citizens. Because in terms of mandate, we have no obligation and responsibility to repatriate anyone. Our responsibility in terms of our immigration laws is to deport those who are in the countries illegally.
Kodwa ke kona kuyimpica badala ukuthi uhulumeni wezwe athi you left your business behind and you left out of your own will and your own accord and went back to your country, and yet the government or the country that you left behind must compensate you ngalelo business olishiye ngemumva. It's quite strange when you think about it, because if you register a business in the country, that business needs to be paying tax. If you register a business in the country, your contract is not necessarily with the government of that country. Your contract is with whichever entity ekhona kulelo zwe. South Africa sine CPIC ekhona, which is taking care of lawo business. If you've left it, then surely there are methods and ways, and you knew ukuthi you were not going to need that business. But the problem that could exist here is that siyazi ukuthi the Nigerian economy irelaya ku 11% of remittances. Remittances imali le ekuthi if people are living in other countries bayibuyisele ekhaya to help friends, to help family, to help people live in the country, there is a share that goes into the tax of that country in Nigeria because of the sheer size of Nigerians who live in other countries. That amounts to about 11% wonke of the Nigerian budget. So if you say that people from a country returned en masse to that country, the government that relies on that money eyenziwa ngaphandle kwezwe might not get that money back ngama remittances, because it's quite a significant portion to the state. So maybe into eyenzekayo la, the Nigerian government could be saying, well, actually, we do benefit from Nigerians living in other countries because they then send money home. That money, we tax it, and some of that money goes into the GDP of the country. 11% of it in Nigeria goes into the GDP of Nigeria. Africa yonke, in fact, it's not just Nigeria. Many African countries rely on remittances. I believe ukuthi in Lesotho, it's about 20% of the GDP of Lesotho that comes from remittances. And think about many countries, and also even tax solutions are saying ukuthi remittances must go back home because abantu bakumazwe amaningi ase Africa live in other countries.
The government of South Africa has been implementing its laws, and we have been taken to court a number of times to be challenged. You'll recall that even when we were dealing with the processing of refugee applications, we had to go up to the ConCourt, which finally made a ruling, I think last month, that says if you are declined an application for a refugee status, you cannot continue to apply, you must leave, because the changes, because people were clogging that system by remaining in there. And so we have been taken to court on a number of measures that we have sought to do. And it's important that's why some of the amendments we're doing to make sure we correct what the courts have found as weaknesses.
Quite strange when you think about it. Udlulile wona June 30, but what we are seeing now ukuthi kunabantu base Zimbabwe ekuthiwa sebekempa eShall Cross eThekwini. Now, but they have an expectation yokuthi they're going to be repatriated back to their home country in the same way that the Malawians who were camping at various sites eThekwini were sent back from Durban to their home country of Malawi. Nabo ke laba base Zimbabwe ngathi they have a similar expectation. Much and much, they're going to be protests every single Thursday in various parts of South Africa. Kodwa ke nakho ngathi uyakhala uPremier wase KZN uThami Ntuli uthi if this happens kuzobulala umnotho.
They paint a picture of a province that is not stable. That is why the engagement in our roundtables seeks to create that understanding so that at the end we will agree that even if it's necessary too much, but you must at the back of our mind consider quite deeply the issue of the economic impact, the issue of the job opportunities that may be affected.
Kanti akuyona iKZN kuphela ekhalayo kuzona zonke lezi zinto. Nakwamanye ama-province bayakhala. Simzwile umeya waseTshwane naye ekhala ukuthi they can't adequately budget for people who are undocumented abavela kwamanye amazwe, especially if they're coming en masse. Uthi kungconywana if kuyidlanzana, but not if it's millions and millions of people who are coming from other countries. Uthi into eyenzekayo kumadolobha, you plan for urbanization, that people will come from the rural areas to the same country, but to the city. You can plan for that. You can project for that. Kodwa uthi you cannot do it. Ukuthi kwenzeke nangu uMeya Nasiphi Moya.
We are facing a growing population. We have been expecting it. That in Africa, we were told by 2050 about 90% of the population would have moved to urban areas. And as South Africa, we are not isolated from that. But, Minister, there's a point, I don't know, DM Mahlobo, what you were trying for when you said don't make political speeches. We can plan for accounted population, Minister, but we can't plan for unaccounted population. We need help.
Sekube ne-cabinet reshuffle. Yona le cabinet reshuffle ungathi ingenxa yey'nkinga ebezikhona kwi-Democratic Alliance. Siyazi ukuthi there's new leadership khona kwi-Democratic Alliance. And ngesikhathi yenzeka le reshuffle kungene abantu abasha abaqhamuka from the DA. Wehliswa uJohn Steenhuisen akaseyona i-leader ye-DA, ubeyiyona ngaphambili, use-deputy minister manje, akaseyena uMinister of Agriculture. And then kungena ke naye uMinister Dina Pule ukwa social development. Uzokhumbula ukuthi she was once a minister in communications. That was before, or rather between 2011 and 2013. Waphuma ngenxa yeyiskandal. And in that scandal kwakuney'nsolo zokuthi ungathi uke wathatha amathenda wawanikeza umuntu athandana naye. Ubuyileke ubuya 15 years after she had been appointed that first time around.
In terms of the powers that are vested in me by Section 91, subsection 2, read with Section 91, subsection 3 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa of 1996, I have decided to appoint the following persons as ministers for the portfolios indicated in the signed President's Act. David John Manier to be Minister of Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment, and Diana Delhi Wepule, the Minister of Social Development.
Esingakubuza ke kona lokho ukuthi engabe iANC ayisenalo yini igazi elisha. Siyabona amanye ama-political parties njengayo i-Democratic Alliance ukuthi ifakele u-Yunus Kasim, for example, who was 24 years old, eba a member of parliament. He's 34 years old today. Likhona igazi elisha abalifakayo. iANC isabuyisa abantu ababeyominister ngaleya mnyaka. Sibonile futhi bayenza nalento emaphoyiseni bebuyisa umuntu owaye u-MEC ngaleya mnyaka wahamba wayobe i-academic uprofessor eVets bambuyisa futhi emaphoyiseni ukuthi kungani ongazuthi igazi elisha bona abaliconsiderishi uma ngabe kwenzeka izinto ezikanje ngoba uzocabanga ukuthi iyayikhona i-Youth League. I-Youth League yaproduce abantu abafana noMalusi Gigaba ngezikhathi zabo, yaproduce abantu abafana noFikile Mbalula. I-Youth League yaproduce abantu abafana no-Ronald Lamula. Ayisekho yini ANC Youth League ukuthi iproduce abantu kutholakale igazi elisha? What about the people who were seen to be quite pivotal kwi-Fees Must Fall? Uzocabanga onompendulo mkhatshwa kanje, abantu ababeyishoshovu when they were university students. Ungathi bathathwa, they were made members of parliament at a certain point in time and then badissolvewa. Ungazuthi ke ayisekho i-progression abanayo njengoba sebengaphakathi, got absorbed into the ANC itself. Siyazibuza ukuthi njengoba ke bona labantu ngathi bayakhula kuzokwenzekani uma ngabe iqembu njengoba bekhula ukuthi nalo likhule? Are they thinking of attracting younger voters njengoba kukhala ukuthi younger people are no longer voting ngenxa yokuthi they feel ukuthi they have very little to almost no representation kuzona zonke lezi ikhundla? Asazi-ke, maybe i-ANC isazoke icabange kabusha ukuthi basafuna ukuqhubeka belokhu besilethela igazi elilodwa that was suspected of corruption ngalezi ayikhathi nasemaphoyiseni sihleli no minister about who that was never even resolved. Nabo abalona igazi elisha ngoba nowalethwa bengelona igazi elisha. That's all we leave you with. Ngiwusiphumelele Zondi, mina ngithi sizoyikhuluma sesibonana bukhoma. Nisale kahle.
Catch a brand new episode. You can watch the vodcast noma ungalalela i-podcast kwi-app yethu noma inini noma kuphi. Gagasi FM News puts KZN first.